About Stephen Paddock, with investigators searching his homes, looking for clues as to what sparked his murderous rampage in Vegas. Right now, they believe he acted alone.
The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department is working on two fronts to process the crime scene and also investigate the motive of the shooter. Metro and its partners have executed a search warrant at the home of Stephen Craig Paddock in Mesquite, Nevada. Detectives are combing through evidence to uncover the motive behind the shooting and any other pertinent information that will help shed light on this horrible event. We have recovered 23 firearms at Mandalay Bay and 19 firearms at his home in Mesquite. I want to emphasize we believe Paddock is solely responsible for this heinous act.
Joining us now, Steve Rogers, a retired lieutenant detective for the Nutley, New Jersey Police Department. He is also a former member of the FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force. So, Steve, you've investigated a lot of crimes, seen a lot of bad guys out there. Where do you start with a case like this?
Well, motive is very, very important involving this case. Now, there are going to be two things that are going to take place as this investigation moves on. Number one, as an investigator, you always conclude someone else knows something. Whether they're involved in this incident or not, the fact of the matter is there's always someone else who has information they can offer you. And in this case, John, it may be his female friend. Secondly, criminal psychologists and criminal forensic scientists and profilers are going to play a very important role in this investigation, because right now, absent any domestic violence issues, any contact with the police, any criminal history, anything to do with law enforcement in his life is making it very, very difficult to conclude as to what reason he had to commit this act. And by the way, there is no evidence of any ideological issues, of any political issues, etc., but that might come up as they move further with these experts in this investigation.
What about physiological? I mean, what about some kind of, brain problem, a tumor or something like that? Can that be explored as a possible reason for this?
Oh, certainly, John, and that will come out as they investigate people who know him. Look, he visited Las Vegas a lot. He probably had a lot of friends who gambled with him. Family, friends, relatives, former employees. Absolutely right, John, but I've got to tell you, my instinct is telling me that his female partner has a lot of information she could offer, and hopefully they'll come to some sort of conclusion through her, at least leading maybe to what the motive was.
There's been a lot of questions about how he could sneak nearly 24 guns into his hotel room. It's Las Vegas. A lot of people play golf. You can fit 5 or 6 long rifles into a golf bag if you want, and go get them up the elevator. Nobody's going to ask you a single question.
Well, I've given that some thought. He was there since September 28th, so who knows how many times he went in and out of that hotel room. The other thing is, I kind of think about, well, when people went in to clean the room, if they were in fact cleaning the room, did they see these long golf bags, and did anybody think that maybe there's something, in these bags that are not proper? But, there's so much speculation going on, and I think that in the end, the investigation will tell us a lot. How he got these guns, how he got them in there, and what the motive was.
What about his father? His father was a convicted bank robber, escaped from prison, considered armed and dangerous by the FBI. There are some reports that he was a diagnosed psychopath. Now, will authorities, how do you explore the DNA, I guess, that comes from a father like that?
Well, this is where your criminal psychologists and psychiatrists and profilers will play a very important role. They have the expertise to lead police to some conclusions that maybe, in fact, this was hereditary. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but my point is, this is why it's all in with law enforcement, not just those who are doing the physical and forensic evidence analysis, but also the medical and mental analysis.
What about paying for this investigation? I mean, I know the feds are involved, and the FBI basically has a limitless bankroll, but Las Vegas police are going to be awfully stretched, aren't they?
Yes, they are, but I understand that President Trump has truly committed every single resource possible from the federal government, from manpower to money, etc., to find out why this happened. So I don't think we'll have any worries at that end. The White House is pretty committed to this.
Right now, all we have are questions, and we need some answers. Be good to get them soon. Steve Rogers.
Thank you, John. We'll get those answers.
All right. Hope so. Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.